grab it all, baby. Throw this money up high, now let it fall lazy. Tip drills for the quick thrill. Don't tease, I wanna feel it all, baby. Clico and Don Perry. Can't forget that loud pack. Blood smoke everywhere. I'm around that. Made a little money this year. Now every.
Oh yeah, I try to throw a little theme music on every now and again to start a sharing session. Because this particular day, it was a guy outside playing some loud music. And me and my handlers went to the windows and peeped out to see who it was. Guy had 4 doors open, the rooftop and everything was unzipped, and he was playing this song, but it was a soul song, and it sounded old school. So I was like, wait a minute now, I know music quite a bit. Might not be able to remember everybody's name right off the bat, but I knew who this was. This guy was playing Gladys Knight. The song where she sings, you know, she'd rather live in his world than to live without him in hers. So I got the message loud and clear as this guy's playing this song, and I saw him come up and he had about 8 or 9 guys with him. Came through the door, and these cats, it was like a quiet standoff for a few seconds. I wasn't for sure what it was pertaining to, but then he finally said, you know what, man, I know you do the sharing concept, and a lot of people are falling for it in terms of being caught up in sharing a woman. But I want you to know this. And then he broke down the Gladys Knight line, and he used it for himself. He said, but unlike you, Motell Granite, I don't want to be alone. And so I looked and I felt what he was saying, you know. He said, you are a lonely man, and you try to use a smoke screen to try to get the rest of the men or whatever to feel like you, because misery loves company, and so is the crabs in the bucket thing you doing. Huh? My mouth almost hit the floor because this was like some kind of revelation. I wanted this guy to speak more. I was intrigued at what he was saying. He told me that he was in love with this woman. You know, he lives in Arkansas. Say he's in love with this woman. He's in love with her. And she's an executive person in the government. And he loves her. And he feels like she loves him. Now, he said even though he understands that it's very possible that a man could be sharing his woman, he said, I'd rather live with her in my world than to live by myself. And that was the Gladys Knight concept. So Gladys Knight, this Arkansas man, for the most part, which is really cool. This is in your face, Motell Granite, in your face. And I was glad. I was happy for him because he broke out the box and decided to not live inside of whatever kind of magical cage that it may appear that I'm creating. Even though the depths of what I'm saying is I don't want somebody to commit suicide or homicide, he just did something that was different and explained to me that he doesn't care, for the most part, about what, you know, she could possibly be doing. He's just happy that she's in his world. So I want to give a shout out to Arkansas and to say I think that's a very brave thing, and I'm cheering for you. And I hope that definitely your relationship works out and you have success on every day and on every level. So the guy gave me dap, and him and my handlers and his people, we all shook hands, and everybody, you know, kind of, it was like a brotherhood type of moment that we had. It was a breakthrough. I was glad for him that he had decided to not be a victim of all of the possible tomfoolery or concepts of sharing your woman, or, you know, just cheating, anything that could be negative. I'm glad that he came to the studio and was outside playing his Gladys Knight music. Somebody, y'all can pull that up and check it out for yourself. Gladys Knight is cold. Shout out to Atlanta, Georgia. That's where Gladys Knight is from. She made that song, that track, that hot track. I don't know if it was the 60s, 70s, or 80s. Maybe somebody could tell me. But I know Gladys Knight made the track where she'd rather live with him in his life than to be alone in hers. So you got to think about that. These are decisions you got to make when it comes to the relationship concept. What are you going to do?